All right, I am literally just back through the door after seeing Spy Family Code White, and sadly, I'm in the minority for this movie because all the early reviews before it's released, after it's released, was praising this movie, absolutely loving it, giving it a 10 out of 10. And meanwhile, I'm just like, I feel like this aimed a little bit young compared to the rest of the series. It's not that I disliked it. It's not bad by any means. It is solidly average, slightly above average, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I didn't walk out of the theater, though I was tempted at one point. I laughed out loud a lot. The humor is just like the original series. The family dynamic is fantastic. Yor and Lloyd especially. Oh my god, they're so good in this movie because there's a misunderstanding and you see how Yor's interpreting some things and then you see how Lloyd is actually going through what's actually happening, and it's a delight. Just their two different personalities and how they're interpreting situations. Oh, I love it. Love it completely. Anya, always a delight, always an angel. However, she's hilarious, obviously. However, this is the first time I've heard the English voice acting for Anya. I am not someone who cares about sub versus dub. I enjoy dub the majority of the time. It's just sub comes out first, so I end up watching that. But if the series is out, I'm probably going to pick dub anyway. This is the one of two series that apparently I can never recommend the dub for because Anya's voice makes me want to rip my ears off. And I'm sorry if that's mean, but something about the voice for this little child's voice, because she's a child, I get that. But my god, it's less distracting for me in the Japanese version. And obviously I mostly read the manga, so I don't really experience much of the voice acting normally. Oh my god, I could not take her voice. Whenever she was on screen, I'm like, Anya, my darling angel, I love you. You're hilarious. You're wonderful. You're a star. I can't stand how you speak. And I was hoping that she would not be the main focus of the film. And thankfully, it is mixed a lot with her and the rest of the family. So it wasn't even balanced. It didn't drive me too crazy throughout the theater. But I really do feel that this film, particularly, the humor a lot of the times did lean a little young, or maybe not even the humor, the plot and plot conveniences that allowed this to take place. Like, I'm fine, it's Spy Family. Give us a crazy situation, a random plot convenience that got us into this. Awesome, go off the rails, great. But when it's plot convenience, plot convenience, plot convenience, plot convenience to move the plot along, it got distracting, and the actual narrative of the story was frustrating multiple times, and I will get into those examples in spoilers. I might have just thought of a different way to say it spoiler-free. My issues being with the plot felt very much of an and then kind of description. So, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, rather than and then this happened, so that, therefore. Like, the events didn't feel like they flowed smoothly into each other. They were it felt like abrupt. The author is just writing something in, and it's very beat by beat by beat, rather than a smooth flow, if that makes any sense at all. But for me, I really would have just preferred to wait till this one came out on streaming rather than pay for a ticket. There were great moments to it. Like I said, the humor, so the comedy and the family, on point. Great. Most of the time. Animation, mixed reviews. The majority of it was fantastic. The action, flawless. Not touching the action. But then there were like these little moments. Like there's some moments that weren't really polished. Like Bond was eating and it felt like his face was just getting smashed and mouth moving, but nothing animated to eat. It felt off, and there's a scene where they're trying to put out a fire, and I'm just like, that feels weirdly animated. Just little tiny nitpicky moments, but enough that it did draw me out for some reason, but no actual complaints to the animation. There is a nice little recap at the beginning of what the situation is. A spy, an assassin, and a telepath all living together, and none of them but the telepath know the other's true identity. Yeah, that's all recapped in the beginning. Perfect amount of time for new viewers. You can definitely 100,000% just go into this movie having no idea of the series, and you will have a fun time just like anyone who is more in depth with the series. So essentially the basic premise, still spoiler free, is Anya wants to get, or has the opportunity to get a stellar star. if she wins this cooking competition. So they've gone on a vacation to learn the recipe of this dish that one of the judges like. Hilarity ensues as they get wrapped up in a government plot to restart the war, and goes from there. And it is what you expect from a spy family film. It is, what, 2-ish hours long, hour and a half, something like that. So give or take 3 episodes, a nice little condensed arc, non-canon, standard. Like I said, I'd wait for it to come out on streaming. In terms of, now we're going into spoilers, so appreciate you stopping by. Nice to talk to you. Bye. So, spoiler talk. My issue is mostly with the narrative plot. So, all right, we are on the way to this area to get the recipe for dessert. On the train, Anya finds a key randomly. These government military people have left a key in the bathroom, which she is able to pick up. Bond then can psychically see her opening a chest. So he can see the future. Fair, but does that mean she wouldn't know what chest to open if he did not have this vision? So was she planning to just try every single chest in the storage area until she found the one that opened, and Bond just jumped to when she found the correct one? Like, why is Bond seeing the answer to what she needs? Feels a little bit off, a small bit plot convenience, rather than, like, seeing anything else that led her to this area, instead of just showing the case that they opened. Whatever. No big deal. I wasn't too annoyed. I'm mildly annoyed at the fact that military people left the key just randomly in the bathroom. But at the same time, another complaint is going to be that the military in this movie is completely incompetent to the point of comedy, which is fine for this series, so sure. So she goes, opens said case. Inside is a chocolate, which she ends up eating. It appeared that she swallowed it whole, but apparently she chewed it, and whatever. So she swallows the chocolate, and inside was actually a microfilm with stuff that would have started the war again, and 2 agencies are trying to get it. So Yor ends up having to get her away from group number 1. They leave the train. That takes a little bit delay as we cut to the B plot of trying to get the dessert. Absolutely fine. They go to the restaurant. They have the last piece of this dessert that they want to try first, and then they're going to discuss the recipe with the chef. When military man comes on in, general, and steals her cake. So that's cartoonishly villain. You see what I mean by it's airing a little tiny bit young? Like, this man is cartoonishly evil enough that he's stealing the last piece of cake from a child. And then him and Lloyd go into a game of guessing what sugar is in different desserts. And if Lloyd gets it all right, then he can get the cake back. And it just feels off. Now, they end up actually losing because the military guy is more precise than Lloyd. And he eats all the cake. So now they have to wait till the next morning to try the cake again. And that just keeps them in town a bit longer. But also they have to first collect all the ingredients because the chef won't get the ingredients until Monday after they've left. So the chef has agreed to make the dessert for them if they get all the ingredients. Cue Lloyd having to try to get one of the ingredients from a rigged carnival game. There's a side plot with Yor thinking Lloyd's cheating on her and wanting a divorce, which obviously has not happened, but that is hilarious. I love that. But my main issue is, if the militaries hadn't come in to take this cake, they would not be off searching for ingredients. And then Anya wouldn't have to leave the hotel room to go search for the last missing ingredients and get herself kidnapped. So we've got the plot convenience of finding that chocolate to begin with, the fact that the microfilm was hidden in chocolate for her to eat, the fact that the military came to steal her last piece of cake, leading them to have to get the ingredients, and her sneaking out of the hotel to find the last ingredient that they need for the recipe to get her isolated so she can be kidnapped. But Bond is with her, so how did the dog allow her to get taken? Well, they knocked out the dog. He's okay, it's fine. But he was also able to tear the patch off one of the military people who had kidnapped her. So Lloyd knew where to go. But wait, Bond should have chased the car. So how do we knock Bond out? Well, the car kicked a can and hit him in the head to knock him unconscious. And that was pretty much only happened so he could stay in one spot so Lloyd can get the patch out of his mouth. Cue a whole host of hilarity and fun as he's trying to infiltrate the military base to get to Anya. Now I love him being a master of disguise. That's wonderful, but like, can he shapeshift and his mask just form to whoever he feels like? Because he had no intention of going to said military base. He knocks out one guy, steals his outfit, and walks out wearing his face. And I'm just like, you had no time to prepare for this. You did not make that mask ahead of time. So I'm just assuming you're either shape-shifting or you have a technology thing that's like Tony Stark and can change the image of who you're looking like. Okay, fine, cool, I'll let it off for this one time. It happens a second time in the middle of a fight. So, first of all, they're fighting, and the military guy poisons smoke everywhere. Anya hits a button that opens up all the windows. First of all, why does this blimp aircraft have windows that can open with the press of one button that she didn't even know she was pressing? Whatever, poison goes out, but when it clears, Lloyd has taken the appearance of the one he was just fighting, so the other army people can't know which one is their boss. So you changed outfits and got a new mask in the matter of seconds. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. And then you have Yor, who's fighting a Terminator, and she ends up beating him with lipstick that Lloyd had given her, because the lipstick is mostly made of oil. A single thing of lipstick, mind you, and it's a solid one, it's not even a liquid one, that she uses to ignite him as if it was made of gasoline. I don't understand how the oil in a lipstick can set somebody ablaze. Sure, whatever. And then the microfilm. First of all, when I was talking about the humor feeling a little bit young in moments, there is an extended scene that is just the military people waiting for Anya to use the bathroom so they can get the microchip. And then it's her trying not to go to the bathroom to the point that she hallucinates the poop god. And I'm like, this is just feeling a little bit young. You also have, like I said, the incompetence of the military in this organization felt young. And the fact that one of them is, like, reading tarot cards and it's like, oh, 3 is lucky today, and he's using dowsing rods. I don't know, the comedy wasn't landing too well with them. But it's all okay, because apparently the microchip thing was actually stuck, or microfilm thing was actually stuck in her teeth. She didn't actually swallow it, even though I really feel like she swallowed that chocolate whole. But yeah, it felt like every single moment of the movie was a plot convenience to move it forward. This would not have happened if this didn't happen. It just felt a little weird and forced. So, not a big fan of that. Yor is an absolute delight. I love her more than anything. And she's hilarious. So she's like listening in too much with her work friends of what signs that your husband's cheating on you and infidelity, and reading too much into these little moments with Lloyd, who's an angel. Lloyd would never. He's such a sweetheart. And she wants to be a better wife and mother. And then I love it every time that she's believing Lloyd when he gives these ridiculous excuses for where he's going or how he knows how to fly an aircraft. Like, it's just wonderful. So I enjoyed many elements of this movie with the comedy and the family and their dynamic 100%. It was just really the plot was not landing for me, and elements, sections, small moments of humor that felt a little young. But overall, an enjoyable movie. Just, I found it was average. I was not blown away the way that early reviews led me to think I would be. So that's all I got. Talk to you later. Bye.